So, welcome. Good to see all of you today. See some new faces. Good to see you all. I miss it when I'm not here. Just gotta say. As far as announcements are concerned, I'm going to catch Dale before he gets too far out because he's got an announcement that he's going to share. So, Dale. Ready for your announcement.
Okay, so some of you know that we've had some challenges recently with some pressure that's come to us from some of the neighboring businesses and so on, because they're not sure about the type of ministry we have here. And so, as we've talked about that, we want to be a continued expression of the abundance of God's goodness, right? Amen. And so next Saturday when we meet here, we're going to meet like we normally do. We're going to have breakfast and we'll have a shortened service, and then all that want to be involved in doing something service related in the community, we're going to get some of those, I call them the pinchy things, those things for picking up trash, garbage bags. And anyone who wants to be a part of that, we're going to mark out a few blocks here. We're going to go out and clean the neighborhood. And so, if you guys are interested in being a part of that, and we're just going to love the devil out of the neighborhood. How about that? Seems like a good thing? Yeah. I mean, we're gonna love them until they don't even know what to do with it. So, yeah. All right. That's what I have to say. Yeah. Oh, did you tell them about the board meeting today for board members or whatever?
Yeah, hopefully board members have seen the announcement that there's a board meeting today after church in the back.
One more thing as I'm looking at my brother Matt back there. Matt, will you take a group to pray in the park today? Yeah. Okay, after church, follow this guy, Matt, back here by the door, and go down. There's a lot going on there. The prayer that we've been having down there, I see God working and doing stuff, and there's a lot of issues that we need to seek God's help on. So follow Matt. After church, he's going to the park for prayer. Cool? All right.
So, not tomorrow. Monday night, I believe, is the men's group meeting, Band of Brothers. So, keep that in mind for Monday night this week. All the regular weekly things are happening this week, such as the Love Boat tomorrow at 10. Evelyn has shared something with me that she would like to extend and share with the rest of you. Request for prayer. She and her friend are facing an application for a place to live right now. They have some concern. I don't know about you if you've ever had any concern over an application or something you put into place. but it can be really stressful. So let's go ahead and individually lift her up in prayer and her situation. We'll go ahead and pray, but before I do, I just want to remind you that if you came with there's a desire to give to the Lord today and to give to the church and to what's going on here, there are envelopes back there by the bathroom door in a gray box that you can fill out, whether it's for tithe or whether it's for the church. Whatever you want it to go towards, fill that out, put the money in there, and then drop it in that box. And we praise the Lord for anything that comes from it. So let's go ahead and pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for your goodness. We come to you today praying for Evelyn and her need for housing. And I pray for all the others here and their needs that they have, that haven't maybe stepped up and shared or asked for a prayer, Lord. But you know what's on our hearts. You know what our needs are. And I just pray that you'll continue to guide us, and guide Evelyn, and give her peace. And as we worship together in giving, as we worship together in song and praise and fellowship with each other, Lord, I just pray that you will be first and that you will be glorified. In your name we pray. Amen. When mine at the highest would welcome me, I was lost, but he brought me into his love. The sunset spring, oh, it's free indeed. I'm a child of God, I really appreciate Bailey. I appreciate you. Whether it's me, I think, or whether it's Brian putting the songs together, I don't think you know in advance, other than the morning of, what's happening. And it's like we just assume that he knows these songs. Because every song you do, he acts like he does. So.
You did a good job.
Yeah. You're a wonderful talent. Appreciate it. All right. Fear is a liar. When he told you you're not good enough, when he told you you're not right, when he told you you're not strong enough to put up a good fight, when he told you you're not worthy, when he told you you're not loved, when he told you you're not beautiful, that you never be enough. He is a liar. He will take your breath, stop you in your steps. He is a liar. He will rob your rest, steal your happiness, rest your king in the fire. 'Cause he is a liar. When he told you you were in trouble, you'll never be alone. When he told you you should run away, you'll never find home. When he told you you were dirty and you should be ashamed. When he told you you could be the one that grace could never change. He is a liar. He will take your breath, stop you in your steps. He is a liar. He will take your breath, fill your happiness, rest your tears in the fire. 'Cause he is a liar. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. He is a liar. He will take your breath, stop you in your steps. He is a liar. He will rob your rest, steal your happiness, cast your king in the fire. 'Cause he is a liar. Do you believe that? Amen. Be okay if we do a couple more songs? Above all powers, above all needs, above all nature and all created things, above all wisdom and all the ways of man, you were Above all wonders the world has ever known. Above all wealth and treasures of the earth. There's no way to measure what you're crucified, lay behind the stone, lived to die, rejected and alone, like a rose, trampled on the ground. Took Follow me, above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created beings, above all wisdom and all the ways of man. You were here before the world began. Above all kingdoms, above all thrones, above all wonders the world has ever known, above all wisdom and treasures of the earth. There's no way to measure what you're crucified, lay behind the stone, lived to die, rejected and alone, like a rose, trampled on the crucified, lay behind the stone, lived to die, rejected and alone, like a rose, trampled on the ground. Took the cross and followed me. Oh Lord, you're beautiful. Your face is all I see. And when your eyes are on this child, your grace abounds to me. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, be a pleasing sound, a gift from us, Lord. We can just pray that our hearts that will be led by you, and the message shared today by Pastor Dale. In your name we pray. Amen.
Good to see everybody. You know, God is in this house today, isn't He? So, today what I want you to do is I want you to go back and remember what we talked about a week or so ago. Every person here that you see, I want you to look for the light that God planted in them. Don't look for the thing that is wrong with them, or the thing that maybe the enemy wants to be seen regarding them, but I want you to look at them as the image of God. And the light of His light that is in them. And so today I want to give a hard message. It's an easy one to hear, it's an easy one to read, it's a hard one to express. But it's the one that expresses the very nature of what Christ did, and it expresses the very thing that won the battle over the enemy. It's at the heart of what absolutely conquered Lucifer. And God has given us His teaching, and so that we can have great victory over all the little skirmishes and all the little things that come at us. Right? I mean, today as I'm here and I talk to people that have been assaulted and things like that, even just hours ago. This world is hostile. But God is in it too. And His very nature and His very being is love. And as people of that God, breathing the breath that He gave to us, would it be too unthinkable that everything that we think and everything we say and everything that we express would be born of that thing that He planted in us? The very presence of His love, right? If you have your Bibles, go to 1 Peter with me. 1 Peter chapter 3. And by the way, are you guys all in and helping love the devil out of the neighborhood here? Can you guys help me with that? And part of that means that no matter where we are in our relationships with each other, if we're going to love the devil out of the neighborhood, you can't be having conflict amongst yourselves. Right? You got to love each other. You got to set aside stuff that's going on between you and others. And in so doing, you create an environment that somebody else looking in and sees and they go, wow, who in the world are these people? This is different. And so when somebody comes at us with something that is unpleasant, and you respond with kindness, that is so unnatural in this world that it shines like a beacon, like a bright light. Last night we had a hostile person that encountered us when we were out here and was not happy about our church. And they're referring to those people and stuff that we love. I was so proud of the people that were there hearing it. Karen was there, and Simona was there, and others were there, and the hostility and watching them listen, bite their tongue, right? And acknowledge that this person was speaking, not agreeing with them, but not responding in like kind like them. Right? I'm telling you, today is a hard lesson, but it's the right lesson. It's the necessary lesson. And unless we walk in it, the enemy wins. First Peter chapter 3, verse 8, it says, finally, all of you should be of one mind. Right? We should all be of one mind. We come from different backgrounds. We have different families. We might even, I know some of us in here come from different faith backgrounds. Not everyone here today even considers himself from a Christian background. Whatever. Be of one mind. Sympathize with each other. We're in verse 8. Love each other as brothers and sisters. Come on, you got to admit this is a good family.
Yeah.
This is an amazing family, and it keeps growing. I keep meeting brothers and sisters I hadn't met last week. It just keeps growing. Check out the rest of this verse. It says, be tender-hearted. In other words, have empathy. Consider somebody else's walk in life and what they might be going through. You've probably not walked the same path. Likewise, they've probably not walked your path. Take into consideration that somebody may be struggling mightily. Be tender-hearted and keep a humble attitude. Not me first, but you first. If everybody in this place today said, I'm putting somebody else here first, then eventually everyone would be first. Because someone else was putting them first. If we all put ourselves first, then we're all last. It's a teaching of all needs met by everybody seeking to meet somebody else as placing them above themselves. An easy teaching, a clear teaching, a difficult one. This week, we had a meeting with some businesses in the area, and I wasn't prepared for what was coming towards me. God is already busy working out the details. I know this for sure. I know that God chose this checkered floor building. We didn't choose it. He chose it. He planted us in this neighborhood. He chose it. And the place and the things that God chooses is not up to me to determine how He's going to go about taking care of the thing that He has chosen. But He's called us to faithfulness and to live by these attributes while we are being faithful. The fact that we're here is a miraculous thing. The story of how we arrived here, some of you remember it, some of you don't know it. One day we'll share it again, but it's a miraculous thing that we're here. Check out verse 9. Don't repay evil for evil. Don't retaliate with insults when people insult you. You know what's a great thing to do when somebody comes at you and they're being angry at you? You can say, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate your honesty with me. What's wrong with that? What are they going to do with that? Don't retaliate, don't return insult for insult. Instead, pay them back with blessing. Remember, as we talked last night, the Greek word for blessing means to speak well of. Repay them back by speaking well of them. Hard lesson, easy to understand, but a hard lesson to do. Valerie.
Conflict is very hard for humans to deal with.
Yeah.
So when something is said, it's not in a positive way, they're scared.
Yes, that's
So
true.
to keep that also in mind.
It is true. You know, this is Peter talking here, and Peter was the guy that lopped off an ear because he was a little upset and offended, right? I mean, it's ironic that he's expressing this. This is the great Peter. Somewhere along the line, he came to terms with a couple of things before he wrote this. And undoubtedly, even as he writes,